Hi everyone, it's Tanya Clark from the Couchiching Conservancy, and I am here to walk you through some of the updates that we have made to our website. We're very excited to share all of this information with you because we've been working on the website redesign for quite a long time, and so we want to share some of the changes that we've made, what you can expect to see, some of the changes on where information is found, and things like that. So I will try to make this quick because our website, as many of you know, is a big one. We have a lot of content on here. So really the goal of redesigning our website and updating things partially was to be able to connect you to the information you're looking for faster, and also to just update things so that it's easier to get things, you know, if you're on your phone or if you're on your tablet, because in the previous site it wasn't responsive, so it was a little bit harder to navigate. So we want to make things a lot easier for our supporters to find and use. So the first thing that you'll notice is the top header has some drop-down menus. That's a big change in the navigation functionality. So all of these titles, what we do, how to help, all of those are clickable links, and they have featured information and featured links, so you can click on them that way. You can also just mouse over and there's a drop down with some featured information. So you know, if you want to find out about finding a training document for volunteering, you can click on that and get to it pretty quickly. So in the what we do, the big section is the news and the blog. So in the previous site that was called In the Field, and so we wanted to make that language a little bit clearer for people on the new site. So this is really information for you know, things that are going on with volunteers at the different nature reserves, you know, upcoming events, different things like that. And then the next thing obviously is the nature reserves and the easements. This has been a big change on the new site. We really did a lot of work on making it easier to find information, so you can expect that there. And then also land donation and conservation agreement. That is just detailed information, you know, what they are, how it works, things like that. Next up on how to help is the event calendar, information for volunteering, different job descriptions, training dates, things like that, and then links and resources. So that's all in there. Under About Us, we have our Contact Us page, links to all of our annual reports and all of our financials, also information on our board of directors, some of the featured awards and honors, and our e-newsletter. So this is where you could go to find archived newsletters, and you can also sign up for our e-newsletter from there. And then lastly, in this donate tab, there's many different ways that you can support conservation in our region, and those are all featured here, so that will make things easy for folks. And then lastly, we did have a search feature on our old site, and we wanted to continue that on this as well. So you can click that, it opens up the whole screen, and then you just search, you know, whatever term you're looking for, maybe it's trilliums, and it will give you some different pages on our website with that information. So a lot easier to find things, hopefully, on the new site. So taking you through the home page, this section again is the featured news information. So this is things that we want you to have access to really quickly. So this block will really change quite a lot. So that's why coming back to the website all the time is a good thing. Next up, we have information on the different nature reserves. We wanted to really make this a lot more prominent on this site, because obviously that is our mission. That's why we exist. So you can click on this for all of the different nature reserves. We're also going to be using this picture and link to connect you to a specific nature reserve. So you'll see this image change periodically. We just want a way for us to talk about all the different places, and they're so diverse. And continuing on, there's some quick links for you here, and then some featured events and activities that are happening. You know, right now obviously there's not as many events happening as there usually would be, but we do have an event calendar, and so you can expect to see some information there. We're working on some webinars and some other ways to get people out in nature, even though we're not able to be together in the way that we usually would be. So you can find all that here, information on the Citizen Science Program, links you currently to the volunteer page, and then our Passport to Nature and Garden Challenge. So some of this, again, you can expect it to be updated throughout the year depending on what is happening. In this section, we just wanted to feature some information. This is a video about the Conservancy, and you can actually just watch it right on our site. You don't actually have to go to YouTube, so that's a great feature. A link to sign up to our monthly e-newsletter, and also information on following us on Facebook. We're also on Twitter and Instagram, so you can find us there. And then some quick links about the region that we work in. So you can click on these pages and it will take you to information about, you know, what kind of species you can see, if there's any brochures about visiting the area, things like that. And then also on this footer section, there's some other sort of quick links and information. On the left hand side, you can see our contact us info. This is a link to our Instagram account, again a sign up for our e-newsletter, and then some other different quick links, you know, pages that are quite popular on our site, so we want to make it easy for you to get to info. The one page that I want to really talk about is the nature reserves and easements. We'll just wait for my internet to load that. So this was a big change. We decided to go with a Google map for the locations to make it easier for people to get directions to the different nature reserves and get the information, you know, both on our website but also through Google. So some of this information is actually still being updated as we go through the process of launching. By the time you watch this, we will be launched, so hooray. But on this Google map, you actually can click on all of these icons, and so the Conservancy has the option to edit all of this information. So once you click on this, you know, now whenever you're watching this, there will be a link to click on information to learn more about that nature reserve, and you can actually click on this little icon and it will give you directions to visit Grants Woods. So that was a big change from what we had previously. So that's a really great update for us. And also on this page, we have categorized the nature reserves and easements into these 3 buckets. So reserves with trails, ones without trails, and ones that are not open to the public. So the places listed on here could be owned by Couchiching Conservancy. They could be in partnership with other organizations like Nature Conservancy of Canada, Ontario Parks. And so once you actually go into these pages, that will give you the specifics, you know, when it was protected, what kind of species are there, things like that. And on all of these pages, if you're able to go to it, there will be a Google map. If there's trails, there will be a PDF document for a trail map and some other information. So, you know, spend some time looking through on these pages, because there's some really wonderful places that you can go and explore in our region. So there's that. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was this news and blog. So the way that I'm showing it to you now is actually going to be different on the new site, but I wanted to bring your attention to this section on the right hand side. So the Conservancy website is, as I said, always being updated. We want to share information with you, and that is really reflected on this section on the right hand side, because this is our archives. This is how we categorize the information that we're sharing with you. So you can drop down on this and you can go back to 2011 and look at information. So say that I'll just pick a random one, November. So it'll pull up any article that has been published on that date. So there's only one. It's a downy woodpecker, so you can learn more about that species. But you can also search through some of the categories. So say that you want to, I don't know, learn about fall. So here's some spooky species facts or things to do in the fall. So you can really, sort of explore information based on the category or on the topic. You can look at frogs, for example. So frogs were obviously mentioned in some of these notes from the field. So there's a lot of content to go through and lots of ways to learn. And the other way to look for this information, again, is through the search feature. So it functions the same way. You click on it, you put the term that you want, and then it'll come up with this similar page to find the content about us. So I think that's all that I'm going to share for now. Again, our site has a lot of information on it, so there's a lot to go through. But I hope that this update will really help our supporters find the information they want, help our volunteers find training documents and information that they need to be able to do everything they're doing. So I think that's all for me. Thank you so much for listening, and we will talk again soon. Thank you. Bye.